right, welcome to the Postgame podcast. No Jerry Recco again today. So I've got the Eddie Scazzeri today and tomorrow. Good morning, Eddie.
Hello, podcast and YouTube people.
Oh, yeah, the podcast and YouTube people. Got a couple items here from submitted via Twitter
Mhm.
for you.
Oh, okay.
I did this very late in the show. I said I got Eddie today and tomorrow if there's anything pressing. We get a lot of the same old stuff
Mhm.
with those. What's Eddie's favorite drop? All these. But this one I thought was interesting. Mike McMahon checking in. He says, I feel like last year Eddie leaving was brought up much more. Are we in denial? More importantly, I feel like it will take months to do the drops properly as it's so important to the show. Will there be training? I feel like this training needs to start soon. Will there be training for a person to replace you, Eddie?
No, well, the person who will replace me has the basics of the board,
Mm-hmm.
has the basics of the managing the commercials and the log.
They have done this before.
Yes.
Okay.
So that really would be the important technical training, but that doesn't need to be done because this person will have that experience.
Okay, so the training on how to run the board, how to do all the elements, play the commercials, the live read beds,
Mhm.
knowing which microphones to turn on,
Yes.
all these things, the sound, Jerry's sound volume, all these things.
Right, all the different inputs that we have to make sure are functioning and checking in with TV
That's all done.
and coordinating with TV. The person will have those things
Okay.
already. As far as training them to do the other things that I do or the other thing that I do, um, I really can't train them. It's I don't want to make this sound like more than it is, but it is sort of a form of art. And my brain works the way my brain works. The things that trigger a connection in my brain, like, oh, this would be good. Let me find that drop and try to execute it before the moment has passed. I really, I really can't teach that.
Yeah, I always felt like whoever gets that job, my advice to that person would be one, um, take all of those drops and put them on a hard drive that you can take home with you.
Hmm.
Look at them, um, categorize them the way would make sense for you,
Correct.
because your categorizations work for you and they may not necessarily
Right.
work for another person.
And also things that I've categorized, back in 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11. Sometimes I forget how I categorize things
I would also tell that yeah, right. Sorry, sometimes it
because
comes up.
I've changed. That's a long time, and there's 20,000 drops.
I would actually tell this person to like, I don't think they can come in with your 20,000 drops or so and have them at the ready. I think that person has got to take a lot of those drops that can't imagine where he or she would use them,
Hmm.
hide them. I don't want them deleted.
Right.
Hide them. Start with a folder that's going to be manageable, and to know that you should not come out guns a-blazing, like kind of settle into the
Hmm.
how this new person is going to do the
Correct.
drops. And I think that's a good approach to begin.
Yes, and this new person, whoever she or he may be, they have to be themselves. That's the biggest thing I would tell them. Don't try to be me. Be yourself. Bring a new voice, a new spin to the position, and just go from there. Don't try to mimic what I do. Be yourself. Add your own flavor and see what happens.
Yeah, definitely going to be a learning curve for all of us,
Hmm.
right? So for the person getting the job, for Boomer and Geo and me,
Hmm.
I'm going to have a new person in there
Yes.
that I will, and that person will have to deal with me also
Yes.
annoying at many times in there. I think we've learned how to. I would just like no. I know for me, when somebody fills in for you, it feels weird. and
Mhm.
I don't like it.
Well, yeah, of course.
So, just even like the talking thing, it sounds weird, but it's like you don't talk a lot in there.
I don't.
I don't think I talk a lot in there. We talk when it's needed. I don't know. It just the talking in there when you're not there feels weird.
Mhm.
So eventually, I guess I will get used to that other person.
Yeah, you and I will talk about, non-show stuff, maybe once a day or something if there's something that you're curious about or I'm curious about or something that happened, just like normal coworker stuff. But a lot of the show communications is very because we've been together since 2007. It's subtle, and sometimes it's just hand signals or just a nod or a this or a little hand motion or something that we understand each other.
Yeah,
And also the like something I do almost like automatically now is that if I hear you're struggling to hear someone, I'll lower the volume in the room. I just do it automatically.
the
Eh,
callers when I'm like, "What?"
yeah, exactly. Or if whatever, if you need some a little lower volume for whatever reason, and yeah, and to understand not to blast things in the Q channel. If I'm editing something, I try to keep it to a volume where I can hear it and you can hear it, but it's not overpowering. It's not bothering you.
Yeah, you know what? That is a huge thing I notice when you're not in there.
Hmm.
Stuff is either blasting or the show is on so low that I can't hear it without my headphones on.
Right.
And it's that volume in between that
Hmm.
works. Like I hear the show, but I could also hear the callers. You could hear TV if they call
Hmm.
for something.
And also, there's because of the added responsibilities that you've had in the past, I don't know, 4 years with doing the blog or what is
Yeah,
it?
well, like it's the write ups
The
for the
rundown.
podcasts,
Yeah.
the rundowns for that.
So, and there's certain times of the show, especially early on, first hour and a half, where you have your headsets on both ears so you can concentrate on that writing.
Yeah,
Not that I'm talking, but it just helps you, you know, not that I'm distracting you with anything, but you just need that extra focus of both ears on. And then later in the show, as like the topics are rehashed, you don't have to pay as close attention. Then you'll have your headsets off unless they call you out on the air. So all those little things that we just do seamlessly because we've been working together so long, that will take time to develop. But in terms, again, I can't really teach the person how to do the drops because they don't have my brain. Not that it's that special, but I do what I do the way I do it. I can't really teach it.
right.
And my sense of humor is going to be different than another person's. And the humorous connections that I make in my brain are going to be different for this new person. I can't, I don't know what else to say about it.
Will we hate this new person, Eddie?
Um, well, you hate everything, so I'm going to say
Initially, yes.
yes. I'm going to say yes.
Yeah, initially I hate everything,
Hmm.
and then I will not hate it,
Yeah, it'll be fine.
hopefully.
It'll be fine. The show must go on.
The show must go on indeed.
Hmm.
I had another interesting one here, Eddie, from Twitter. Oh man, it jumped on me. Oh man, and I just want to get the correct wording from this person. Okay, it says if you and Eddie were graduating high school today,
Hmm.
what would you do? For example, would you go to college? Would you go to a trade school? And what would be your plan or your goal for a career?
Well, I think I've said this. I don't know if I've said it in this space, but having the experiences and the brain that I have now, which of course you can't,
Yeah, we don't have that.
you can't. First of all, time travel's not a thing as far as we know right now. And if you could go back, would you just be that same person? that would sort of um, make the time travel pointless because you would just be there and you would be no difference to you. You would think, "Oh, here I am." You wouldn't have the memory of having traveled back
Right.
and the memories of what's coming in the future, which is the whole point of fun time travel. So you could avoid mistakes and avoid the same pitfalls, and you know what the stocks are going to explode. So if I could do that, if that were possible, I probably would go into forestry or something like that. Something that probably pays less than radio, surprising. Um, but I would say something like that where I could, be a national forest service ranger or a park ranger in the national park system. Um, Something like that where I could be in the environment that I love, being outdoors and being in nature. So that's if I again could go back with this brain to that time, that's probably what I would do.
Something in the forest. Would you go to college for that, or
Yeah,
did you
yeah,
go
yeah,
right
yeah.
to?
No, you could go into there's degrees you can get in forestry.
If you had to go into a trade,
Trade.
electric,
Hmm.
plumbing. What are some other trades?
Well,
Electric, plumbing, like being
HVAC.
yeah, HVAC. Which seems like you feel like would be cool to do.
Well, mm, I don't. I've never really demonstrated a great skill for any of those things. Now, I haven't really ever consistently tried, and I think for something like carpentry, I think that's an art. Um,
As far as like building, like
yeah,
working with wood and building
yeah.
things and
Well,
being a
certainly like
contractor.
cabinet making, but even
Yeah.
like basic carpentry of being able to look at a room and then see it with a different layout or different wall structure. I mean, that's art. And some people are good at it and some are not good at it. So I've never had that skill. I mean, I can do gardening stuff. I could do, basic household repairs. Certainly not as much as you've done with, the help of YouTube and all. So I don't know what sort of trade I would go into. But if I had to pick, even though I don't really have that skill, it would be some sort of carpentry or woodworking.
Yeah, it seems like electrical, if you make a bad mistake,
You'd die.
you're dead. Plumbing, you're dealing with feces if people
Oh, a lot of it.
are
Yeah.
yeah, there's a problem, there's something's
Yeah.
clogged.
And it's wet and the whole
Yeah, it's
thing.
right, it's wet.
That doesn't appeal to me, either of those things.
The HVAC work, when I like to talk to the guys whenever they come out to the house, so many times they're up, like the AC is broken, it's 95 degrees
Hmm.
outside. They're in an attic, which is where
Yep.
the unit is, right?
Yeah.
Or it's freezing cold and or it's 100 degrees and the outside unit is the
Yep.
problem. And it's in the beating sun. It just
Hmm.
seems like, damn.
Yeah. I might, if it was of a trade, like now that we're talking about 'em, landscaping.
Yes.
Not that again, I don't have a great idea for design, uh, at this point in my life. I mean, I have ideas and all, but, that would be something to get on a landscaping crew and to work again, you're outside and you're planting things and putting mulch down and all that.
Yeah.
That might be more of a trade for me than even more so than carpentry, because at least I think I could handle that, and if you're off by you know, a half an inch with planting the tree, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But if you're off by, a quarter of an inch with putting a window in, you're effed.
Right. A window or a
Yeah,
pipe.
right.
Yeah. It would be cool too to know how to repair automobiles.
Yes.
Although I always feel like my luck, I'd like really get to know everything. And then the cars would become so computerized
Mhm.
that almost nothing
Yeah.
is fixable in that way, like
Right. I
with your
mean, I
hands.
think like when I take my car to Honda of Princeton, shout out to, they have to like they plug something in and they get a readout and
Yeah.
you know, that's how it is now.
Yeah, you can get those for your own use.
You
You
can.
you plug them in, and it'll give you an idea if there's anything not working great on your car, or like if you do get the check engine light, it'll tell you what it
Is that an
is.
app and then you plug in, or
It's
how
a
does
it's a plug-in and then an app to
okay.
read what it is.
Wireless, like
Yeah,
Bluetooth?
Bluetooth.
You have one of
I
those?
do, yeah.
Okay.
And then what you do is it gives you the codes, and if it doesn't explain the code well, you could just Google the code,
Mhm.
and it tells you what, is this a big deal? Is it not a big deal? Could these all be related and it's really just one problem?
Right. But, like, those like, could it tell you that your brake pads are low? Probably not, or
No,
could it?
not
No.
no, it doesn't do
And
those.
shocks and
But it would tell
struts,
you like if your ABS, your was that
the anti-lock brakes.
anti-lock, if there's something wrong with that
Yeah,
system, or if
anything
you're,
electronic.
yeah, anything electronic. But I just feel like, I'd get, you'd become really good at fixing cars, and all of a sudden all the cars would be electric, and you'd open the hood and there's nothing under
Yeah,
the,
nothing going
and
on.
you're like, damn, now what do I do?
Yeah.
Now I gotta be an electrician, but I'm afraid to electrocute myself.
Now, here's a stupid question.
Yeah,
Do, electric cars have oil or
they do
not?
not.
Okay. I
The
didn't think they did, but I
Yeah,
wasn't sure.
yeah, the electric cars do not have oil.
No, they have to have other fluids to lubricate something. I mean,
Yeah, I
not
think probably like power steering.
right,
Um,
brake
s-
fluid.
yeah, I've heard like that that the electric cars for whatever reason go through, well, at least the Teslas go through tires
Mm,
relatively quickly because I think their cars are heavier than,
yeah, it would make sense.
yeah. And you got that one big bill when your battery comes due.
Yeah, I had one of those with my Honda Civic Hybrid.
You had a you had an early
Yes,
hybrid.
I
What
did.
year was that?
2004.
A 2004 Honda Civic Hybrid, was not plug-in.
Nope,
It was a gas battery hybrid.
correct. And the battery pack would charge when like you would decelerate somehow. That decelerating energy was fed to the battery.
Yeah.
But it was always using both gas and battery. That's how that system worked. I don't even know if that's still a thing
And
or
what
not.
made you give up that car? Was it the battery
No,
was
it had 214,000 miles on
Oh,
it. And I had replaced the battery pack once, about 100 plus thousand miles in, and that was like, uh, 5 grand, 4 or 5 grand.
wow.
And but I did it because I figured I'd have the car of another whatever 100,000 miles, which I did. But it was either 214 or 232, some high number. And then I was ready, I figured, okay, that's how I am with cars. I'll have it and I just have it forever until it's not feasible to money wise, doesn't make sense to fix it anymore. So that's when I got my Honda, and I bought that car in 2000, the Civic Hybrid in 2004, and I bought my Honda Fit in October of 2014. So I had the Civic Hybrid for 10 years, and now I've had the Honda Fit, which is not an electric. I was looking for that, but didn't get it. And my Honda, what the Honda Civic was a stick shift, and and I was going to get another Honda Civic, but they didn't come in stick anymore. And the only thing they had in the stick shift, which I love, was the Honda Fit.
So that you still have in a stick.
I still have that. It's parked a few blocks away.
Hmm. Just a few how many miles you got on that thing now?
Uh, well, 100 and because we were already here. No, we weren't. When I bought the Civic, we were still in Astoria, so that was a longer commute. So that put up the miles a lot quicker. So I
Yeah.
don't have I think I have about 180,000 on the Fit now because it's, whatever, however many, 50 less miles a week, maybe more. I forget what the math is from Edison to Astoria or Edison to here. It's shorter significantly.
Yeah. Yeah, part of me, like, I'm to a point now in my car, I got 182,000.
Mhm.
Like, I just wanna keep going now.
Yeah, why not? As long as it's running well.
But, like, what needs to break on it where you go, "You know what? This."
Well, I think 180, and how old is the car?
It's a 2018.
Mm. So not oh, right, you live a lot further, I forget.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I would think approaching 10 years, once you get over 10 years, any repair over 3 grand, don't do it.
Yeah.
But I think anything under that, you're if it's like 2 grand and you want it, you think maybe if you do this, you're gonna
Yeah, like
get
if the
the
mechanic says, this is 2 grand,
right.
but I looked over everything else.
Yeah, you're
Nothing else
good. You're
seems.
gonna you can easily get 2, 3 years out of this.
Yeah.
Then yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Gina's in a situation right now. Her car right now is at the car dealer.
Mhm.
She has a 2010 and she has a Lexus. So it was a luxury car in
Mhm.
2010. It's got 250,000 miles on it.
Wow.
The last night, all of her lights came on.
Oh,
She lost power steering while driving. Like
that's rough.
I think the alternator, based on I was putting all the information
Mhm.
into the Grok. I know she has a transmission issue. Definitely seems like the alternator. And I'm wondering, like, what is her move for that, right? So that's what I said to her. I go, you got to be prepared. Like, what's the number where you say I can't put?
With a car that old with
Yeah.
that many miles. By the way, she doesn't like to drive. How did she put that many miles on
Well,
it?
I guess in 15 years, yeah, she really
2 what? 280?
250.
Wow.
I think she doesn't like to drive. That's more of a probably last 7 years, 6 or
But
7 years
still, that's a
situation.
lot of
It
miles.
is a lot of miles.
I if I'm advising her, I'd be like, you know, now is the time. Let's make the move.
She actually feels attached to the
Oh,
car,
for sure. I understand that 100%.
and that's bothering her.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
Every time I've had a situation where I'm changing, because again, I've had my cars like her for a decade at least.
Yeah.
When I finally, break down and understand that I have to move on.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a thing. Do understand that. Some people like get a new car every 3 years, do the lease thing,
Yeah.
which really wouldn't work for us with our
No,
miles.
it would not.
But yeah, I understand where she's coming from on that.
Yeah, I'm awaiting news. I'm awaiting for that phone call
Yeah,
to see what they say.
is she prepared that
I think
mentally?
so. I think so. She also has a son.
Yes,
So all those years in that car, she connects to the
of
childhood,
course.
the kid's childhood,
Yeah,
so that's
but
another layer.
yes, yeah, it is. But yeah, he was in the cart seat in that
Yeah.
car and the whole thing. Yeah, I
Yeah.
understand. But I've also noticed that, you know, with like when your dog passes,
Yeah.
that's rough. And that pain lasts a while and it takes maybe a while before you get a new dog. Like my wife and I just got a new dog and Quail passed in November, blah, blah, blah. With a car, after you leave in the new car and you start playing with the stuff, it goes away
It
really
does
quick.
really quick.
Real quick.
Or it's like, I don't know if I want a new car. I miss my car. You get in a really nice new car, you
Yeah.
go, "Oh, I would like to buy this."
Yeah. If it's a new car, especially,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Get all
rather
the
than, but
gadgets.
even like for us, with the amount of time we have cars,
Yeah.
you get a car that's 3 years old, it's still a big upgrade.
Oh, yeah. It's great.
Like I don't have, my car didn't come with navigation. I think I could have maybe done something to get it, but I just used my phone.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if I could AirPlay to my display.
No, you cannot.
No, yeah.
It was yours. It came after that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't have heated seats. Yeah. Good times.
Good times, Eddie. All right, let's do the warm-up program. I'll
All
do
right.
that again tomorrow with
Uh,
CeeLo.
It doesn't feel like we got to a lot of the Twitter questions, but
Well, we'll have tomorrow.
yeah, okay.
We'll have tomorrow.
All
I
right.
wanted to get the good ones in depth that we
All
could
right.
do. And then tomorrow I'll do CeeLo warm-up,
Mm-hmm.
post-game Eddie.
Yeah.
And so me and CeeLo next.
See you.
So